What's up, Pets? Welcome back to another episode. Today, I'm here with Senior Student Council Member, 2024 Conference Player of the Year, and also volleyball team captain, Casey Rain. Casey, I wanted to know, I wanted to get started with like a quick question. As the volleyball season ended today, or not today, but recently, and the banquet is tonight, I want to get an outlook on the season. How do you think you guys did this year? You beat Butler 3 times, made it to state playoffs. Conference tournament, you went really deep. State playoffs, you won a game. I don't. That may or not have been done in Indy history. I just wanted to know, how did you feel about the season?
I felt like this season was just making a statement, giving out answers. People were wondering if we would be the same team because we had different coaches. We had 6 seniors graduate last year. We never beat Butler. We never went to second round. So it was just proving people wrong. It was making sure we could go out on the court and deliver the same way we have in practice and just staying consistent.
As a team captain, as the leader of the team, like everyone looked to you as the best player maybe, or in some cases like that person that whenever you need a point, you're going to go get it. How would you say that you led the team, and how would you say your leadership style looked?
My leadership style was kind of more hands off because I feel like we all have the volleyball IQ to go on the court and be able to execute. There were games where we had no coach. There was games where we had no game plan until we got there. So knowing that, I would just let everybody discuss it, and then we would come up with the game plan behind the scenes, just so we would stay more prepared. So when there's too many chefs in the kitchen, things tend to look a little sloppy. So making sure that everybody knew that they had a voice, regardless if they were the voice or a voice.
I like that, and especially about the too many chefs in the kitchen thing. Like, it's best to let leaders lead and let players play and everyone just work together without taking too much of a role and overstepping and overplaying your part. And you lead in a lot of other ways. I wanted to know what else do you lead? Because at school, you're a very big, very the center of a lot of things, like student council, you're in that, CEA, you're in a lot of things like that. I just wanted to know, how else do you lead, and what other ways do you lead?
So I'm in about 3 to 4 clubs. I'm, the volleyball captain, but I'm also in student council. It's my first year with student council. Love it. It's like the coolest thing ever. I'm also in Vital Voices and Unified Club. Those both are more focused around the students at Independence. Unified Club is the students here kind of mixing with the special education students and making sure they have more fun. So we'll have like the Special Olympics, or we'll have pep rallies for them. It's really rewarding. I love it. And then we have Vital Voices, which focus on mental health and giving back to, right now we're doing Huggaroo. So that's giving stuffed animals back and donating them to children patients. So I love being in different clubs. It's really rewarding. It helps me get a sense of other things. Even if I don't deal with it, even if it doesn't affect me personally, being able to help others really makes me feel good.
That's good. It's always good to give back to people who maybe aren't in the same situation as you. And I wanted to talk about like balancing school with athletics. So for those who don't know, I mentioned it in the introduction. Casey actually won 2024 for a Southwestern Conference Player of the Year. And I wanted to know, how do you manage school with those athletics, like being at that level with being so involved in school and your community?
I feel like it's just leaving things where they're, not leaving things where they are, but more dividing your time up evenly. If I know I have schoolwork to do, if a teacher gives us no assignment that class, I know what I'm doing, some assignment for another class. If we get time in volleyball practice to do study hall, I'm doing study hall. If I go home, I'll watch, making sure you have the most important things first. So as a student athlete, I'm a student first, then I'm an athlete. So I'll go home, I'll make sure I study, I'll do my homework, and then I'll watch some game tape. And then I'll do some studying for volleyball. But making sure you put the student part first is absolutely the way to go with it.
Yeah, I agree. And it's hard to manage just kind of time, because a lot of things sometimes you want to do one thing and you kind of get sidetracked by extracurriculars, or like hanging out with friends or talking on the phone instead of doing that one assignment, and it creeps up on you, and then it's hard to get it turned in. So it's just really good and mature that you're able to do things like that. And I wanted to talk a little bit about you as an underclassman. So for those who don't know, you transferred from East Meck after your sophomore year. I wanted to kind of ask you about the difference in East Meck and Independence. How was that shift? Because a lot of people think all the CMS schools are alike, they're just in different locations. But I wanted to know what the differences kind of are in comparing the two schools. What does that look like?
The differences from, well, what I noticed is when I was at East Meck, it was very close-minded. A lot of the things that we did at East Meck weren't really for the greater of the school. It was more of the greater of the person who wanted it. So if you propose a club, it would probably be like 5 people instead of a club that had about 30. It was very self-centered in my opinion, but when I got to Independence, I was welcomed with a family. I was welcomed with teachers who wanted to help me get better, with organizations and clubs and programs that are focused for me to get better. Like right now I'm in communities in school. If I was at East Meck, I wouldn't even know if I was going to college. And so to know that I have a place here or people who want to see me succeed really helps in the long run.
That just kind of goes to show how Independence is such a community, and that's one of the reasons I love school specifically. I feel like everyone is really close-knit and everyone understands each other, and if you find someone who doesn't understand you, there's going to be 2 or 3 people who do. And that's one of the reasons I look forward to coming here each day, and that's one of the reasons I actually started this podcast. I wanted to show everyone a glimpse of like how we get down at Indy, like what it looks like here, and the inviting community that we have. And for my last question, like this is a really sincere one. I thought about this a lot, like what I was going to ask you. I just want to know, looking back on high school, it's not over. Like you have one more semester. Like I know you wish it was over, but you know,
Please don't talk about it.
yeah. But I just want to know, what are some of your favorite moments of these past 4 years that you're going to look back on and just really enjoy?
Some of my favorite moments. First, I mean, going back to it, beating Butler 3 times, like they talk
that's
a lot,
big.
y'all.
That's
like,
big. Yeah.
And then we beat them on their senior night. Fun fact: their coach tried to have us play them here twice for our senior night, and so I don't know. She gets a kick out of beating us. So to beat them 3 times and take them out the conference playoffs like they did last year, like that was the best moment ever. I also really enjoyed Special Olympics this year. I was the announcer in the morning, and it was really special to me that they thought of me when it came down to like announcing, talking on the microphone. It was a big deal for me, so I was really, really happy. And then the last thing I'll say is eating lunch with the elementary schoolers at Lawrence Orr for student council. We're gonna do that every week. It's really cool to see like kids, like they're so, I don't know, you just forget how fun and how innocent it is to be a child until you really go back and talk to them, like talking to them about like Christmas, Halloween, things like that. Them waiting for Santa Paw cookies, like that is so, so cute, especially because I don't have any little siblings. I love it, and it's going to be really sad to leave them at the end of the year. I love them.
Well, Casey, I just want to say on behalf of Independence, everyone here loves you. They love what you've done for the school, and I appreciate you coming on today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right.